It's 7:33 right now, and as we've been reporting, a 500-page independent review of the NYPD stop-and-frisk policy found the department has been quite lenient disciplining, officers who illegally stop people on the street, many of them persons of color.
So joining us to talk about that and a whole lot more is Deputy Commissioner of Public Information Tarik Sheppard. So great to have you here, Commissioner.
Great to be here.
First off, did you see the report and what did you make of it? Is there anything that's accurate in that report about how you guys follow through with disciplining stop and frisk?
Yeah, I spoke to our top legal people, and we're aware of the report, but you got to remember this report is over 500 pages long. We have to take some time, review it, see what's in there, and then we'll be in a better position to comment on it.
So the Civilian Complaint Review Board actually investigates these abuse allegations, but it's the police commissioner, correct, that makes the final say on that?
Yes.
But that leaves a lot of people in the public losing faith in the police department, thinking, can we trust that the right decision will be made?
Yeah, I think we have to remember that there's an MOU in place where we have an agreement with the CCRB, and 70% of the time over the last couple of years, the police commissioner and the CCRB are in total agreement on these cases. And that's what it should look like. Anytime we agree all of the time, there's a problem. So 70% of the time when there is charges and specifications to serious cases, the CCRB and the police commissioner are in agreement on what that discipline should look like. 3 out of 10 times, they disagree. I don't see much of a problem there.
So, but the report is looking at years, since 2013, the ruling, right? And so from now, I know it's a 500-page report, you have to do your reading and do your research, but has there ever been a case with stop and frisk that should have been disciplined and wasn't? So
we're confusing two things. One is if you limit it just to stop and frisk, that's where we got to review the report. Okay. But if you're talking about the police commissioner and the MOU with the CCRB on these cases, that's more than just stop and frisk. That's all disciplinary cases. And in those cases, the police commissioner and the CCRB on average agree about 70%
but I'm asking about stop and frisk.
We have to review that report.
Can we talk about now these new investigations? Now, you just had a police commissioner resign, the interim now under investigation. Again, I keep talking about the faith that people have in the department and that the mayor is actually putting the right people in power there over at the NYPD. What do you say to folks then about this? Because, I mean, obviously there are questions.
Right, and rightfully so. There should be questions, and the mayor has to assess that. The thing that we have to do is continue to keep New Yorkers safe. Our cops are focused. Our executives understand to do these positions, we have to be able to adapt and overcome adversity. But for the most part, we're talking about something that we hope to be contained to a certain amount of people, if anything. But we have a department of close to 50,000 people. And we are sure that most of those people are doing the right thing. And we're looking that while we go through these investigations, the cops are out on the front line still keeping New York City safe. Look at the FBI report that just came out a little over a week ago. With all this going on, the cops were still able to have one of the safest August ever on record, and it's still keeping New York City the safest, big city in America.
Do you see it as a distraction?
Well, I see it as something in which the optics don't look very good, but clearly our cops are not distracted because New York City is still pretty safe.
And I want to talk about a big case right now, and that's what happened in the Brooklyn subway station, right? I spoke to Chief Shell last week. We were waiting for that video to be released. It was released on Friday night. He gives a very detailed description of what happened, right? I want to talk about the moment the shot was fired, because I know you're looking at the video and you've heard some of the things, the rumbles from some elected officials already saying, well, he stopped the suspect and his arms were at his side. Yes, he was holding a knife. Should they have opened fire in that moment? What do you say to those who are now saying, well, he was just standing there?
I would say to those people who critique this shooting that we have to start from a place of, look, we have a problem with repeat offenders, we have a problem with people carrying illegal weapons, and we have a problem with severe mental health. So along with your critique, come with a plan for that. But now when we go to the shooting, we have an individual who clearly is suffering from a mental health crisis. He doesn't pay his fare. The cops don't know that. They engage him. He has a knife on him. There's close quarters. They have to make decisions very quickly. And they made a decision not to allow him to go back on the train with his innocent bystanders or go out into the street where we don't know what would be waiting down there and what he would do with that knife. Just last night, 2 people on the trains with knives, 2 people stabbed. Okay, people don't bring weapons into the transit system to just ride the train and have fun. They commit crimes, they hurt people. And unfortunately, and which we are very regretful, is that one or two of those shots missed and hit innocent bystanders. But who put us in this situation where all of us are unsafe, including the cops? It's the person carrying illegal weapons, entering the system without paying, and then suffering from mental health on top of that. That's the danger. That's what causes these problems.
The tasers were used, but they didn't work. Are there issues with the tasers within the department, or are there new ones coming in?
I think that we have to take a look at why they didn't work in this case, but you have to also understand that people are moving. When you use a taser, the prongs have to hit at a certain point and spread in order for it to work properly. Just because a taser is deployed does not mean it's going to hit in the right areas. Depending on what type of clothing you have, are you on some kind of narcotic that might make it difficult for the taser to work. There's so many ways in which a taser might be ineffective. Every situation is different. The Force Investigation Division will take a look and come out with some findings of why we think the taser didn't work at this.
And before we move to UN, I just want to ask you a question overall of the last resort, right? You opening fire as a last resort. The tasers are one thing, and you're looking at the taser. Was there something else that could have been done? And again, Monday morning quarterbacking. But is there something that could have been done before opening fire, whether it be pepper spray or baton use? I asked this to Shell too.
I don't think pepper spray and tasers were ever designed to deal with people with guns and knives. You're in close quarters. There's nowhere for those officers to take cover. If he decides to pull that knife and approach those officers, we're within a few feet. You usually need about 20 to 21 feet to have a zone of safety. This is fast moving. Those officers asked him to drop that knife at least 38 times. That's called de-escalation. They also tried to use less than lethal force by using the tasers. It didn't work. They did what we asked them to do. However, we know as cops, we will be critiqued. We want is fairness. We want people to not only critique, but come with a plan. We are suffering in the city from repeat offenders, people carrying illegal weapons in our subway system, and many of them are suffering from severe mental health. What do they want to do about that?
All right, before we let you go, the NYPD has a very big job today, unprecedented security for the UN General Assembly. The president in town today. Tell us how things are going so far.
Well, listen, it's going well. There's no better partners than especially the New York Field Division of the Secret Service and Special Agent Freeney and his people over there. We are definitely up to the task, and we'll continue to keep people safe. Although people have to deal with some closures, some traffic closures, road closures. You know, it can get a little frustrating, but I'm sure they understand. We have over 140 world leaders coming through here, dozens of motorcades. But this is what makes New York City and the NYPD and all of our federal partners who we are. I think we get it right the overwhelming majority of the time, and I'm sure we'll do a good job with this, man.
Any
like
credible
we do every
threats?
year. Right now, no, but we stay on heightened alert. Many times people don't announce the bad acts they're going to try and commit, but we have to be ready for anything in the city.
All right, Deputy Commissioner Tarik Sheppard, I know you're very busy, so I appreciate you stopping by as always. Good to see you.
Thank you. Good to see you.